welcome to the last edition of Patio Productions. I know, it's a little bit bittersweet, exciting, like half of me wants to be like this, and then half of me wants to be like this. I know, I don't want this. Okay, so guys, here we go. You have a test coming up on Thursday, May 21st, and this will be on Chapter 16, the stuff that we have spent sort of like 2.5 weeks learning, and it is all about limits and finding slopes of tangent lines and curves and all this amazing stuff. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. Our PowerPoint, just so you guys feel very prepared for the exam. Okay, let's get this baby pulled up. So what we're doing is just outlining how the test is going to go just one more time. I think kind of we're like used to it by now, but just in case. So this is our chapter 16 quick little PowerPoint. Okay, so test procedures, I think we know this by now, but we're going to be taking it on Thursday, May 21st. So that's this coming Thursday, and we're going to open it at 8 a.m. and we're going to close it at 3 p.m. If you turn it in late after that, then we're going to have to deduct some points, which nobody wants that. That would be sad. If this is a problem for you, you just have some other extenuating circumstance, will you please just let me know? Send me an email, shoot me a text on Remind. That's even easier. We will make other arrangements, and I will be extra forgiving. Okay, guys? It's going to be on Google Form again, and all the choices are going to be multiple choice. It's going to be, of course, open book and open notes, but you should be, again, doing it on your own, guys, okay? This is supposed to be an on-your-own test, so, on your honor, you should be trying to do it by yourself, okay? All right, so what are the test topics, right? So our test topics are going to look very, 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 very similar to the homework that we've done. I know it's going to be very similar. You're going to be like, oh, yes, I remember doing all these questions, okay? It's similar to the review worksheet, the things that we did in our activity during class, our little review bingo, except for it wasn't bingo, it was called Foxy. So all of that good jazz, okay? And so here's the topics. You're going to do limits from a picture. So there's going to be a picture of a graph, and you're going to have to do limits. I'm going to ask you from the left. I'm going to ask you from the right. We're going to take it from both sides. I might even be asking you to take it as x approaches positive and negative infinity, like one of those choices. So all of those are going to be on a picture, okay? And it's very important that you know how to do the picture. Okay, we're going to do limits by substitution. Substitution was pretty easy. You just kind of plug in the number, and as long as it doesn't turn out to be a 0 over 0, which makes us go like this, okay, then you're golden, and you could just plug in the number and roll. We're going to do limits by graphing. Now, folks, you have a phone, okay? So you can use Desmos. You can use your graphing calculator. So if there's a graph, like just graph it, okay? Or maybe you already know what it is in your mind, okay? Then just graph it and think about what it might look like, okay? We're going to do limits using algebra techniques. This is my favorite. Yeah, for sure. So this is when probably what's going to happen is if you went ahead and plugged in the number, the target value, it does give you a 0 over 0. And we know that that is soup's bad. And you're going to want to fix that. So you fix it by doing some algebra. Maybe you do some factoring. Maybe you multiply by a conjugate. All of those were excellent algebraic techniques for finding limits. Okay, we're going to talk about limit rules. Yes, you kind of need to know about the limit rules. Thinking about them in English. I believe on your review worksheet, I had you write some of those out, so that should be good. I'm going to ask you why or why not is a graph continuous. Now, you have to remember, guys, that the continuous definition has 3 parts to it. Yes, 3 parts, right? You have to say that the function is defined, which means there's a coordinate. You have to say that the limit exists, and then that the answers to these 2 questions are, those 2 y values are the same. And then you know that a graph is continuous. If it fails any of these 3, then you would say that it's not continuous, okay? But if a graph is not continuous, you need to know which part it fails, right? Is it because there was no dot? Is it because there is no limit? Or is it because these 2 answers are not the same? So please make sure you know how to do how something, if a graph is continuous or not. So that's what I was talking about right here, like the definition of continuous. So just really make sure you have that definition down, okay? More topics continued here. Okay, we're going to talk about velocity. Oh, yes, velocity was one of those applications of limits. We talked about average velocity, but we also talked about instantaneous velocity. Average velocity is just the slope. I know, easy cheesy. Instantaneous velocity is when you take the limit of the slope. I know, so fun. Okay, we're going to talk about slope of a tangent line. We're going to talk about making the equation of a tangent line given a start coordinate, given a point, but also the equation of a tangent line given the slope. I actually think that this last one is harder, the given the slope, because you have to do it with respect to C, and then you get down to the bottom after you plug in C for the limit, and you set it equal to the slope that they give you, solve for C, that's your X coordinate, and then plug it back in for the Y coordinate, and then write the equation of the tangent line. Whoa, like that is like seriously super intense. So please make sure that you know how to do that kind. Okay. That will have like the high point level, just so you know, on the test. I'm going to ask you for slope of the curve. When we do slope of the curve, typically what we do, guys, is we do it at any value. So you're using as X approaches C. So make sure you know how to do it when you do the algebra, when it's not like a number for the X value, but there is the letter C for the X value. Okay, ladies and gents, that's the whole entire test. Dun, 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 dun. I am so excited. I feel like you should be like this. Let's get this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you guys are going to do an amazing job on this test. It is our last test that's going in. I just need to remind you, okay? I need to remind you that, let me get back over here so we can see my face. Okay, I need to remind you that this will be the last thing that's going into the grade book, right? So you've got all of your homework that's coming in. If you still have outstanding homework, first of all, I'm like this. I know that makes me sad, but that's okay. I will still accept your late work. So if you still have late work that needs to come in, please, 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 please turn it in. Okay, so that I can get that grade updated. So what's left for your grade? This test is going to go in. Your homework from this week is going to go in. And then we're not having a final. So I believe I said that, but I'll just reiterate it. We're not having a final. But I will be going back and dropping your lowest test score, which is just like kind of an amazing gift, right? Like, I feel like that's very generous of the Precalc team to do that for you guys. And so we'll do that. But of course, you have to have 90% of your homework. Okay. And that goes throughout like our online learning. Okay. So I think that's it. Hey, guys, that's it. That's our last patio productions. I can't believe it. I feel like this. Ooh, our last patio productions. Okay. I hope that you have. That is the longest sound on this board. I didn't even know. Who knew? Who knew, guys? I haven't even used that one because usually it's also positive and like this. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, darlings, I hope you have an amazing summer. I've missed you so much. I know you're going to do amazing things. If you're going off to college, be so successful. Okay, do a great job. If you're going on to your next math class, hopefully I will see you. Maybe we'll even be together. That will be so exciting. I will be like this the whole time. Yay, 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 yay. I think that's it. Okay, guys, I miss you. Do well on the test, and I think that's it. Fanfare to get us out of here. Bye, guys.